Hello. Now, is the screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just we will wait for 2 minutes because only 18, 19 students have joined till now. We will wait for another 2 minutes and then we will start. So good morning, and it's time to start our today's lecture. Now, up to now, we have finished 4 units. Okay, here on the screen, the unit number 4 is displaying, but actually in your syllabus, it is the unit number 5. Okay, in our university, it is unit number 4, but in your university syllabus, it is unit number 5. So this unit number 5 is related with the dynamic geology. Dynamic geology means what is the meaning of dynamic geology? The various processes are going on the surface of the earth and inside the earth, and due to that processes, the changes occurring on the surface of the earth, that changes are considered as a dynamic changes. For example, landslide, volcanoes, tsunamis, etc. So such a disaster are mainly happen due to the internal processes of the earth, and that processes and what are its effects that we are going to study in this unit number 5. Now, in this unit number 5, 3 subtopics are there. First one is related with the earthquake, second one is related with the landslide, and third one is related with the groundwater. Okay, so 3 main topics are there, and today we are going to start with the first topic, which is related with the earthquake. Okay, now I think all of you have heard this word earthquake. So can anybody tell me what is the meaning of earthquake from your knowledge? What you know about the earthquake? Which evidence or which event you called as earthquake? Hello, may I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So, which thing you can consider as the earthquake, or when you can called this event as a earthquake? कधी तुम्ही earthquake झाला असं कन्सिडर करता, किंवा त्याचे काय म्हणतो आपण त्याला एव्हिडन्स काय असतात? earthquake कधी होतो, किंवा earthquake झाला, आता earthquake सुरू आहे असं कधी तुम्ही म्हणता?
अर्थ व्हायब्रेट होते.
Exactly correct. When the surface of the earth gets vibrated, that time we can consider that vibration as the earthquake. Okay, so it is exactly correct. The vibration of the earth crust or surface of the earth is considered as a earthquake. So when the vibration developed on the surface, आता अर्थच्या सरफेस वरती व्हायब्रेशन कधी डेव्हलप होतात? व्हायब्रेशन कधी डेव्हलप होतात? when the vibrations are developed in the surface of the earth. So you know that due to the earthquake, the various vibrations are developed. Not only due to the earthquake, other reasons are also there. Other man-made activities are there which are responsible for the generation of the minor or major vibrations. Now, which are those activities? Can anybody tell me which are that man-made activities because of which the vibrations are developed? आता अर्थच्या सरफेसमध्ये व्हायब्रेशन कधी डेव्हलप होतील? मॅनमेड ऍक्टिव्हिटी बऱ्याच आहेत. अर्थक्वेक हा नॅचरल ऍक्टिव्हिटी आहे, तसंच मॅनमेड ऍक्टिव्हिटी सुद्धा रिस्पॉन्सिबल असतात व्हायब्रेशनसाठी. सो विच आर दोज ऍक्टिव्हिटीज?
बॉम्ब स्फोट वगैरे झाले की?
येस येस येस, एक्झॅक्टली करेक्ट. बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट असेल किंवा एक्सप्लोजिव्हचा यूज असेल, म्हणजे मायनिंग मध्ये एक्सप्लोजिव्ह जे यूज करतात त्याचा यूज केल्यानंतर, किंवा तुम्ही एखाद्या रोडच्या कडेला उभा असला आणि एखादा हेवी व्हेकल जर गेलेलं असेल, हेवी व्हेकल मोठा ट्रक वगैरे गेलेला असेल, तरी सुद्धा तुम्हाला त्या ठिकाणी व्हायब्रेशन फील होतात. और इफ यू आर स्टँडिंग साइड टू द रेल्वे ट्रॅक अँड वन if the fast train passing from that area, then also you can feel the vibration. So you can feel vibrations in major, smaller and large quantities. So depending on the intensity of vibration, all that vibrations will be considered as a man-made or natural vibration. So the vibrations which are developed, that vibrations we can consider as an earthquake. So the scientific definition of the earthquake is that an earthquake is sudden vibration of the earth's surface by a rapid release of energy. Okay, simple definition ahead. An earthquake means it is a sudden vibration. Now why it is considered as a sudden vibration? Because earthquake doesn't give any clue or doesn't give any warning that when he will generate it. So it is suddenly developed at any time, anywhere, at any place. So that are considered as a sudden vibration. Now, why these vibrations are developed? So these vibrations are developed in the earth crust due to rapid release of energy. Now, what is the meaning of this? Rapid release of energy means in the earth crust, the energy is stored in the form of kinetic energy. Okay, and when it give a chance to release, that stored energy is released at one particular locations or in any one particular area. So due to that release of energy, the vibrations are developed. Best example that how the energy is released suddenly. So the balloon which is full of air, when you apply the pin on that balloon, suddenly it breaks because in that balloon the energy is stored, and when we apply the pin, suddenly that energy is released. Such a phenomena is applied here in the earth surface or inside the earth. The energy is stored in huge quantity, and when it give a way to release from fractures or from joints or from fault planes, that energy will be suddenly released, and due to that release of energy, the earth surface get vibrated, and that vibration we can consider as an earthquake. Okay, so this is the meaning of the earthquake. Now next point that we are going to discuss, that is the terms used in the earthquakes. Okay, various terms are there which are related with the earthquakes. So before starting this terminology or terms which are related with the earthquake, I have to show you one video clip in which the basic things which are related with the earthquake are mentioned. Just wait, I have to share it with you. Just wait for 2 minutes.
The motion we feel on the surface of the Earth during an earthquake comes from energy released deep within the Earth. This energy is transmitted to the surface by earthquake waves. The study of earthquakes and earthquake waves is called seismology. Earthquakes occur when rocks deep underground suddenly break under pressure or slip along a fault. The point of release is known as the focus of the earthquake. The energy released by the earthquake radiates from the focus as body waves. There are two types of body waves. The fastest wave is called a P wave, or primary wave. It moves between 4 to 7 kilometers per second, depending on the density of the rock it's moving through. A P wave is a compression-type wave. Rocky material in its direction of travel compresses, then expands as the wave passes. A P wave is similar to a wave traveling through a spring. The coils compress and expand in the direction the wave is traveling. The second type of body wave is called an S wave, or secondary wave. It travels at about 2 to 5 kilometers per second through rock, about half the speed of a P wave. An S wave is a transverse shear wave. Rocky material in its path moves up and down, or side to side, perpendicular to the direction of the wave's travel. An S wave is similar to a wave traveling along a piece of rope. The wave moves along the rope by moving a section of the rope up, then down. Surface waves radiate outward from the epicenter, the point on the surface closest to the focus. Surface waves are slower than body waves, traveling at 2 to 3 kilometers per second. They can change the surface of the Earth as well as damage homes, buildings, and other structures. There are two types of surface waves. A love wave causes side-to-side motion perpendicular to its direction of travel. It can cause damage by breaking roads and pipes. The second type of surface wave is called a Raleigh wave. It moves the surface of the Earth up, forward, down, and back in a circle. It can cause damage by knocking buildings off their foundations. In most earthquakes, combinations of love and Raleigh waves cause the most destruction because the ground shakes up and down and side to side at the same time.
So this is the one video which is related with the earthquake. So just wait, I will share with you another video.
Earthquakes. An unexpected movement of the Earth's surface is called an earthquake. When two parts of the Earth's surface move suddenly in relation to each other along the fault line due to tectonic forces, an earthquake occurs. A tremendous amount of energy is released in the form of tremors and vibrations. Such earthquakes are called tectonic earthquakes. The point of origin of an earthquake is called the focus, while the point directly above it on the surface of the Earth is called the epicenter. Owing to the strong vibrations around the point of origin, the degree of destruction is greater around the epicenter. The branch of knowledge that deals with the study of earthquakes is called seismology, and the experts who study seismic waves are called seismologists. There are three types of seismic waves that spread in all directions from the focus. They are the P, S, and L waves. The compressional waves are the first to reach the earthquake recording station as they travel 1.7 times faster than the shear waves and are therefore called primary or P waves, while the shear waves are called secondary or S waves. The primary waves cause the particles of rock to vibrate forwards and backwards in the direction of the waves. Secondary waves, on the other hand, cause the particles to oscillate at right angles to the direction of the waves. When P and S reach the surface of the Earth, they get converted into L, long waves that travel along the surface, vibrating horizontally at right angles to the direction of the waves, called love waves or Rayleigh waves, as they also travel like sea waves. The most violent shocks and subsequent destruction is caused by the L waves. The instrument used to detect and record seismic waves is called a seismograph. The recorded material appears like a graph and is called a seismogram. Based on the depth of their foci, earthquakes are classified into three types. They are deep focus earthquakes that occur at depths exceeding 300 kilometers, the reasons for which have not yet been identified. Intermediate focus earthquakes with depths of foci ranging between 55 and 300 kilometers. Shallow focus earthquakes with depths lesser than 55 kilometers. To measure the magnitude of the earthquakes, a Richter scale is used. The point scale is arranged in such a way that each of the units on the scale is equivalent to 30 times the energy released by the previous unit. While a magnitude of 2 is seldom felt, a magnitude of 7 indicates the lower limit of an earthquake that has a devastating effect over a large area.
So that was two videos which are related with the introductory part, which is related with the earthquake, in which I have to explain you now the various terms which are related with the earthquake. And that point we can consider as a terminology. We have seen in many topics like fold, faults, unconformity. Different terms are used to describe that particular content. Likewise, in the earthquake are also there. Different terms are used which are related with that event, earthquake. So you might have heard regarding with the earthquake from many news, or you have read many news in the newspaper related with the earthquake. So which things are mentioned in that news? Can anybody tell me? Which are the important things which are mentioned about the earthquake? earthquake बद्दल तुम्ही बऱ्याचशा न्यूज वाचल्या असतील, बघितलेल्या असतील. आता त्यामध्ये इम्पॉर्टन्स कशाला दिलेला असतो? कोणते पॉइंट्स त्यामध्ये मेन्शन केलेले असतात?
किती रिस्टर स्केलचा तो अर्थक्वेक झालाय?
येस, एक्झॅक्टली करेक्ट. किती रिस्टर स्केलचा अर्थक्वेक झालेला आहे हे त्या ठिकाणी इम्पॉर्टंट असतं. ओके, अजून
intensity of
what are the another intensity? Yes, that Richter scale we can consider it as intensity magnitude. Okay, now which are the another thing in that thing? One thing is particularly mentioned, that its location. Okay, where the earthquake having its center, that center is mentioned there. Okay, so that is one of the important terms which is related with the earthquake. Okay, so different terms are there which are related with the earthquake that we are going to study now. Now in the terms of earthquake, the first and most important term is the focus of an earthquake. Focus. Okay, so what is the meaning of focus now? Just see here. The point of an earthquake within the earth crust at which the earthquake originates is called the focus. So remember that the focus is the point of earthquake origin. Means here you can see that in the diagram, this is the focus, and where it is present inside the earth, because when you look here, this is the surface of the earth, which I have marked here with the blue line, and below that surface at certain depth, the focus point is present. Now, what is the another point related with the focus? At this focus, the earthquakes are originated. Okay, so this is the point inside the earth where the earthquakes are originated. That point we can consider as the focus. Now, focus is located at some depth below the surface. Okay, it is located at some depth below this earth surface. Now, this depth is not constant. Place to place, this depth is varying. At some place, it is near the earth surface. At some places, it is at great depth. So, this depth is not same for all the earthquakes. So here the focus is the first point or first term. And what is the main points related with the focus? At this point, the earthquakes originated. Okay, earthquakes are originated here, and it is located at some depth below the earth surface. Okay, it is present below the earth surface. Now, second point, that second term which is related with the earthquake is the epicenter. Okay, now here in this diagram, the epicenter is present here. Okay, that I have mentioned here now in the brown color. The epicenter point I have highlighted. Now, what is the meaning of epicenter? Now, epicenter means it is the point on the earth surface which is vertically above the focus. Means where it is its location is above the earth surface. And another thing related with the epicenter is that it is present exactly above the focus on the earth surface. Okay, so this is the main thing related with the epicenter. Epicenter is present above the on the surface of the earth, and it is exactly above the focus. म्हणजे फोकसच्या बरोबर वरती अर्थच्या सरफेस वरती येणारा जो पॉइंट असतो, that point we can consider as an epicenter. Okay, so these are the two important things related with the epicenter. Okay, it is vertically above the focus on the earth surface. Okay, now in the epicenter the shaking is maximum. Now, what is meaning of this? At this epicenter, we can see the maximum shaking, that is why maximum vibrations are present at this epicenter. And when we go away from the epicenter, the intensity of the vibrations will decrease. Okay, when we go away from the epicenter, the intensity of the vibrations are continuously decreasing in all directions. But at this epicenter place, the intensity of vibrations are maximum. Okay. Now, next point or next term is the isosysmal line. Isosysmal line. Now, iso means same. Sysmal is the term related with the seismicity. Okay. Now, what is meaning of isosysmal line now? Now, when look here, this is the epicenter. The epicenter which is present on the surface of the earth, and here in the circular pattern, some lines are marked. Okay, so these lines we can consider as the isosysmal line. Okay, these are the isosysmal lines. These are the imaginary lines. Means we can't see that line. They are not visible, but they are present. Now, why it is considered as an isosysmal line? So if you take any line here, suppose if I have chosen this first line here, now on this whole line, when you check the intensity of the earthquake or magnitude of the earthquake on this point, the intensity or magnitude will be same at all locations. So isosysmal lines means same seismicity line, the line which shows points of equal intensities. Such a lines are considered as a isosysmal line. The imaginary line connecting points of equal intensity on the earth surface. म्हणजे isosysmal lines म्हणजे काय? आयसोचं मिनिंग काय होतं? सेम. आता सेम इंटेन्सिटीचे पॉइंट्स जॉईन करणारी जी इमेजनरी लाईन असते त्या लाईनला काय म्हटलं जातं? आयसोसिस्मल लाईन म्हणून त्याला कन्सिडर केलं जातं. ओके, सो जस्ट मिनिट. पण आता नंतर काय झालंय त्यामध्ये ऍड झालेत ना पार्टिसिपेंट, ते सगळं काढून देतो. तोपर्यंत तुम्ही मेलचा फॉर्मॅट तयार करून ठेवा. ओके, so sorry for disturbance. Now isosysmal line means the imaginary line that can join points of equal intensity that I have explained you now. Now next is the depth of focus. Okay, depth of focus. Now what is the meaning of depth of focus? Now depth means, you know always that depth means it will be a distance. So just wait here, I will clear my drawing now. So here you know that this is the epicenter point which is present on the earth surface, and this is the focus point which is present inside the earth, and both these points are exactly one above. Okay, so the vertical distance between these 2 points, that is the exact vertical distance between epicenter and focus, that vertical distance we can consider as a depth of focus. Okay, or it may be considered as a focal depth. Okay, so this depth of focus is also considered as a focal depth. So the vertical distance between the focus and epicenter of an earthquake is called as focal depth or depth of focus. So these are the four important terms which are very, very important from earthquake point of view. In that, first is the focus. Always remember that focus is the point which is present inside the earth. Epicenter is the point which is present above, exactly vertically above the focus. The vertical distance between epicenter and focus is considered as a focal depth or depth of focus. And isoscemal lines means the imaginary line which joins points of equal intensities. That lines are considered as a isoscemal line. Okay. So here also, here is one another diagram in which all the points are clearly mentioned here. So here, this is the point of origin of the earthquake inside the earth, which we can consider as a focus. This is the point which is exactly above the focus on the earth surface. It is considered as epicenter. This vertical distance between focus and epicenter we can consider as a depth of focus, and these yellowish lines which are in circular pattern, these lines are considered as an isoscemal line. Why it is considered as an isoscemal? Because on this circular line, when you check at any place the intensity of the earthquake, it will be same. Okay. So at this epicenter, near the epicenter, the intensity is maximum. And when we go away from the epicenter, the intensity or magnitude of the earthquake is continuously decreasing. And on this any epicenter line, suppose if we select this epicenter line, which I have marked here in the blue color, and when we check the intensity on this line at any place, the intensity will be same. So these lines are considered as an isoscemal line. Now, the next point is the types of the earthquakes. Okay, types of the earthquakes. Now here there are three main types of the earthquakes depending on depth of focus or focal depth. आता जो आपण डिस्टन्स बघितला व्हर्टिकल डिस्टन्स इपिसेंटर आणि फोकस मधलं जे व्हर्टिकल डिस्टन्स असतं that vertical distance we always considered as a depth of focus, and depending on that vertical distance, that is depth of focus or focal depth, there are three main types of the earthquakes. So first type is considered as a shallow focus earthquake. Okay, so first type is the shallow focus earthquake. Second type of the earthquake is considered as a intermediate focus earthquake, and third type of the earthquake is considered as a deep focus earthquake. Okay, so shallow focus, intermediate focus, and deep focus. And what is the main part of these three types? So shallow focus means the earthquake having focus within the 64 kilometer is considered as a shallow focus earthquake. These are large in number and more disastrous. Okay, so suppose if you just wait, I will draw here. Suppose this is the earth surface, which I have marked here in the yellow color towards the left hand side. And from this, suppose this is the first distance at 64 kilometer. Okay, just wait, 64 kilometer. Here is the first distance. The second distance is at 320 kilometer. So this is the second distance at 320 kilometer from the earth surface. Okay, so the earthquakes which are having depth of focus within 64 किलोमीटर, म्हणजे सरफेस पासून जर 64 किलोमीटरच्या जवळपास त्यांचा जर डेप्थ ऑफ फोकस येत असेल, देन इट इज कन्सिडर्ड ॲज ए शॉलो फोकस अर्थक्वेक. सेकंड टाईप असतो तो म्हणजे इंटरमिडिएट. इंटरमिडिएट मध्ये काय येणार आहे, इफ द डेप्थ ऑफ फोकस इज फ्रॉम 64 to 320 kilometer, then it is considered as a intermediate focus. Then it is considered as a intermediate focus earthquake. And if the depth of focus is beyond 320 kilometer, जर त्या earthquakeचा focus 320 kilometer पेक्षा जास्त असेल, then such a type of the earthquake are considered as a deep focus earthquake. Okay. So shallow focus, intermediate focus, and deep focus. These are the types of the earthquakes depending on its depth. Now, remember that some important points related with these three types. So, first, shallow focus means these are large in number. Well, now, what is meaning of large in number? Suppose if 1,000 earthquakes per year throughout the world, then maximum number, about 90% earthquakes are of this type, means about 90% earthquakes having the focus within 64 kilometers, and these are more disastrous. Now, why it is considered as a more disastrous? Because when the distance is small from the surface to the focus, that is the focal distance is small, then they are having maximum effects on the earth surface, because the waves which are generated from the earthquake, they suddenly reach on the earth surface. That's why it gives more disasters, that is more effects on the surface of the earth. जेवढं डेप्थ ऑफ फोकस डिस्टन्स कमी असेल तेवढे त्याचे इफेक्ट काय राहतात, जास्त राहतात. कारण डिस्टन्स जर कमी असेल तर त्या अर्थक्वेकच्या वेव्ह सडनली अर्थच्या सरफेस वरती येतात without taking too much time. That's why it causes maximum disasters or effects on the earth surface. Now, second one are the intermediate focus earthquake. जर 64 to 320 किलोमीटर पर्यंत त्याचा डेप्थ ऑफ फोकस पॉइंट असेल, then it is considered as intermediate. Okay. Third is deep focus earthquake. Deep focus earthquake means if the depth of focus distance is beyond 320 kilometer, then it is considered as a deep focus earthquake. These are recorded on a global scale. So this is the main important point, global scale. Now, what is the meaning of global scale? Now, if in India, if the earthquakes are generated, then that earthquake will be recorded throughout the world. Okay. So all the vibrations will be felt throughout the world. That's why it is considered as a global, and they are less disastrous. Now, why they are considered as a less disastrous? Because suppose this is the depth of focus point at very great depth inside the earth. So from this place, when the earthquake waves are generated, and when they come at this surface, it takes too much time. Its energy will be decreased in this traveling distance. That's why they are considered as a less disastrous, because intensity of these waves will be decreased at the time of traveling from that focus towards the earth surface. Okay. So these are the three important types of the earthquakes, that is shallow focus, intermediate focus, and deep focus earthquakes. Okay. So this is the these are the types of the earthquake. Now, next point that I have to taken is the causes of the earthquakes, that is reason behind the formation of the earthquakes. Okay. So here it is not possible to cover this point in this lecture. That's why I will continue it on our upcoming lecture, that is on Saturday. I will take it.